We created STIGMA because we wanted to give people a safe place to practice talking about their mental health. Mental health is a practice. It's just like your physical health. If you invest in your physical health and you do certain activities, you will have stronger physical health. When it comes to your mental health, same is true. And we see STIGMA as one of the many tools someone can have in their toolkit to better manage their emotion, understand what they're feeling, and give labels to the things that are making them struggle. The STIGMA app was designed to make it easier to talk about your mental health. So whether you're having a hard day and feeling overwhelmed and you want to use our asynchronous messaging tool to ask for support from the community, or you're someone who just wants to practice offering hope and doing something kind for others because you have a little hope to spare, we are a platform that is crowdsourcing hope. I am one of the 46% of Americans who lives with a diagnosed mental illness, and I have people in my life who I love who also live with mental illness. So that was really the origin of my inspiration, but we know that people who are struggling often find it hard to ask for help or to talk about what they're going through. So our app was designed to help people who feel emotionally overwhelmed or who are struggling find relief. And relief can look like talking to someone who's been through what you've been through our asynchronous messaging tool. It can look like working through some of the negative stories that you tell yourself to put a more hopeful frame on them. And it can also look like finding resources that you might not have known existed that you find because you're willing to be open and vulnerable and share. When we think about how we're monitoring user engagement and behavior in the platform, one of the most important areas is moderation of content. When someone asks for hope or when someone offers hope, even when there's an AI-generated offer of hope, we're moderating that content. And what we wanted to do was build the back end, build something from the ground up that would let us moderate the content and approve or deny posts that met our community guidelines or didn't. By having everything in one place and being able to see the ways in which people engage, the cadence of engagement, we're able to look at how we're growing over time. And we've hit some milestones, like taking the average amount of time it takes for someone to get an offer of hope down from days to minutes. There's a saying in startups that capital is like oxygen. If you don't have it, you die. And programs like the AWS Impact Accelerator Latino cohort take people like me who are underrepresented founders, who are first-time founders, non-technical founders, and give us the non-dilutive capital that give us the runway to be able to test our ideas and validate if it's something that the world needs and customers want to pay for. As a non-technical founder, I was a little overwhelmed about how I was going to bring this idea I had to crowdsource hope to life. But with API Economy Solutions, we were able to build an MVP that we stood up pretty quickly, pretty inexpensively, and validate that people actually wanted this thing that we were building. Over time, what we realized, though, is that we needed to make the experience better, specifically in the area of how quickly can we get people an offer of hope. We had an idea for how we wanted to utilize AI to be able to make that happen, and we were able in our time in the AWS Accelerator to work with some of the brightest minds at AWS on AI to figure out exactly how we could bring it to life quickly. One of my favorite things to talk about is how far we've come since we launched a web application that we stood up for $14,000 and how we became this mobile app that within 3 months of launching was named 2022's Best App for Good. Where we are today and where we were before has a lot to do with our participation in the AWS Impact Accelerator Latino cohort. The reason why is we came in knowing what we wanted to do from a tech perspective. We got a great tech mentor who was able to connect us to some of the brightest minds in AI at AWS. And we not only figured out what was possible in those 8 weeks, but what we could continue to work to build with their support after we left the program. Since ending the AWS Impact Accelerator 8 weeks ago, the momentum has not stopped for STIGMA. 8 weeks ago, we were participating in the closing ceremony of the NASDAQ, and today I'm headed to Wrigleyville to throw the opening pitch at a Cubs game. If I had let some of the reasons why I wouldn't be a successful founder shape my experience, I wouldn't be where I am today. I was born in Costa Rica to a father with schizophrenia. I came to the US and was on food stamps and free school lunch programs. I'm a solo, non-technical founder and a single mom. There are so many cards stacked against me, but I believed in what I was building and I didn't stop. I kept working, I kept having conversations, I kept finding programs with non-dilutive capital, and I was able to turn a dream that I had into a reality that's helping thousands of people every day. No matter who you are or what kind of adversity you've faced, if you are someone who has a dream for something that you want to build, don't wait to get started, just start moving. You do not have to have all of the answers. What you really need is an organization that believes in you, supporters, and most importantly, a belief in yourself. I believed in myself, and now I'm headed to Wrigleyville to throw the opening pitch at a Cubs game.